Hello friends of Euclid. This is the number 1 of the Geometry Chapter 5 practice test, factoring. This is the algebra review. Alright, you'll notice that x is a common factor, so x is factored out. And then what's left inside. So there's a couple ways people have of doing this. One way a lot of people do it is they say, okay, take this x times what to get back x squared? That would be x. And what would I have to multiply this x by to get 5x? That would be 5. So there it is, completely factored. No common factors left inside the parentheses. Alright, now this is a little bit different here for letter B. Here you've got a trinomial. And it's a trinomial. The basic form of a trinomial is ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, so if a equals 1, as it does here, that's the coefficient in front of x squared, then we know this much, that the first term in each binomial, the trinomial factors into two binomials, is x. Second thing, the pattern here, if I have a trinomial that's got two plus signs, then my binomials are plus signs. Should point out that it's not the same thing if both these signs are subtraction signs. That does not mean that both the binomials are subtraction. If they're both subtraction, you got one of each. So now I need two numbers. To get the two numbers that are going to go in here, they have got to add to the middle term, 9, and multiply to the last term. Alright, now so the easiest way is to say, well, what numbers multiply together to make 14? What are the factors of 14? So you got 1 and 14, or 2 and 7. 2 and 7 happen to add to 9. So there you are. X plus 2, that quantity, and the quantity x plus 7. Alright, then we must recognize this next one, C, as a difference of squares. And you see where that title comes from, is that there are two terms, and they have subtraction as their operation, and the two terms are both perfect square values, and then the difference, that's what you call subtraction, difference. So you should know this about difference of squares. How you recognize it: you got only two terms, there's subtraction in between, and both terms are perfect square values. Again, I got y squared, so we have y, and then what is the square root of 81x squared? That would be 9x. Okay, and in difference of square patterns, one of the binomials is addition and one is subtraction. How do we know we did it right? On all of these, you can FOIL it and make sure you got the same thing back that you started with, and if you do, then you factored it correctly. Y times y is y squared. That's the first. On the outside, negative 9xy. Then the inside 2, positive 9xy. And then the last terms, 9x times negative 9x is negative 81x squared. What happens to your two middle terms? They're opposites. They cancel out. Y squared minus 81x squared. Alright. Now, the last one here, D, requires a little bit of work, because this time A is not equal to 2. Or, I mean, A is not equal to 1, it's equal to 2. And So there aren't too many ways I can split up 2x squared. I know this first term always comes from the first step of FOIL, that is multiplying the first terms of each binomial together. Not too many ways you can split up 2x squared. You could do 2 times x squared. There are no other terms with x squared, so we split it up 2x and x. Alright, now I need to find 2 ways that I can get I gotta focus on the last term. How do you get negative 15? Well, you gotta find two numbers that will multiply together to make negative 15. Choices are limited with this. You got 1 and 15, but one of them is positive and the other one's negative, or vice versa. Then you got 3 and 5. So those are your choices. Let's try 3 and 5. Now, when I end up with an addition in the middle and a subtraction at the end, that means one of mine is addition and one of them is subtraction. So let's try the subtraction addition. If it doesn't work when I FOIL it, well, that's no problem. We can just go back and switch the signs. Alright, so 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 5 is 10x. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times 5, negative 15. Combine like terms, and we get 2x squared. 10x minus 3x is 7x, plus 7x minus 15. So I believe we've done it correctly. Alright, that's factoring. The algebra review. If you want to check out another problem, there's a video for each problem. I'll talk to you in a little bit.